So now that the dust has settled and the weekend is over, it's finally time to talk about Metroid Prime 4 and how Nintendo showed new signs of transparency in the gaming industry. I think that what Nintendo did this weekend not only changes things for them as a company, but possibly and hopefully the rest of the gaming industry as I began. I think that to start off the video, I definitely want to say that I am rather disappointed. I mean, of course, I want to play Metroid Prime 4 as soon as possible. I think everyone does. But when a game is not going good, I think that Nintendo made a smart move here. I truly do. And there's a few reasons why. Obviously, if things aren't working the way you want them to, why take the risk on possibly putting out a bad game that's not up to snuff, that's not on par with the other games in the series? And also, putting it in the hands of Retro, I think is obviously smart as well. I think that is just very reassuring to the fans, to me, myself, and to, a lot of others, because we know Retro is going to put in the time and effort into the game, but we're not going to play this game, and we're probably not going to see this game for a very, very long time. I'm now predicting 2020, 2022, the next time we'll see this game and be able to play it. It hurts. It stings really badly, but this could have hurt a lot more if Nintendo did what most game studios would do and just tweet this out or have some kind of blog post and just say, hey, the game's delayed, you're not seeing it for a while, that's it. But no, we got a video instead. Shinra Takahashi, I believe is his name. He went on explaining the trials and errors that they went on through. I mean, not specifically, obviously, but he went on to say that he is, they're very regretful about this, and they're personally taking the hit. They're definitely, you could see it in Shinra's eyes that he's disappointed in the words that he's even that are coming out of his mouth, and I think they're just seeing that gives me sympathy towards them. And I think that is a wondrous thing. I feel like the game development as a whole is very mysterious. We as fans and the general public don't really know what it takes to make a video game. And that's fine. We don't really know what it takes to make most entertainment. Like, I don't know how a movie's made. I mean, you can just point a camera at an actor and start talking, right? But with games specifically, I think that because it's still a new medium, I feel like that there's still ways to express the creation of a game, and I think that Nintendo this weekend has expressed a new way, and that's transparency. The biggest example that I want to set this upon, obviously, Anthem, what's going on with that right now, and how that's basically the opposite of what Nintendo is doing. I think, to me, what studio would benefit from this kind of transparency more than any other right now, though, even though Anthem is kind of a disaster, that VIP demo or whatever is falling apart, I think that Square Enix, of all companies, needs to learn from this. Again, especially from a Japanese developer. Usually we don't hear things about those kinds of games, about Japanese games. Usually they just it'll come out when it comes out. We waited a decade for Final Fantasy 15 and a decade for the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that is just ridiculous. I think that is just so ridiculous, and I think that it's holding their development above everyone else and just saying you'll play it when you play it, you'll see it when you see it. That seems so backwards to me. I think that the industry could do differently there, because movies and TV shows get canceled and canned and rebooted and changed all the time. And most of the time, we don't know as viewers. We're kind of just left in the dark, and we're left to assume a lot of things, a lot of bad things most of the time. And I think that coming out and talking about it not only puts you in the light, the developer, because now people sympathize with you and understand the struggle, but also it helps us understand that, oh, I get it now. I get why this is taking so long, and I'm not going to go on, NeoGAF or Reset Era and talk badly and put out bad blog posts and stuff like that. I think that the way that the language is very important, and the way that Square Enix has handled Final Fantasy VII Remake especially it's gut-wrenchingly bad. I look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's not a game. That is not a game. It was never a game. And we've heard stuff that CyberConnect was working on the game, and they're off of it now. It was episodic. It might not be. We're all questioning these things. Rumors are circulating. They have been for years now. We haven't seen the game in years, plural. And it's just, weird that Square Enix hasn't really said anything about it. They gave us little tidbits here and there, like, oh, again, like, you'll see it when you see it, we're still working on it, but, like, what's really going on in there? And not that it's necessarily, it's none of our business. Like, to be true, it's none of our business, but when you have a problematic development cycle the way Final Fantasy VII has and the way that most Square Enix games have, I think that being honest with your consumers is a good idea. Nintendo realized this, and I think that it's unprecedented. I truly do, to come out and say this, a big developer. This isn't an indie developer, this is a big, not even a developer, just a big company that has provided games for us for decades and decades. It's kind of nice. It feels good. Again, I'm sad and I'm disappointed that Metroid Prime 4 is probably years away. I feel good knowing that transparency like that will hopefully continue to exist within the company. When a game gets delayed, I know that Nintendo will explain what's going on. I know that they'll go on, or hopefully this is all, theoretically talking right now. But with games like Square Enix, we're all just left in the dark. Especially that you've shown, Square Enix is even a different case to me, because Metroid Prime 4, we knew something was going on. We knew something was wrong because we haven't seen the game in years. And all we have seen of the game is a logo. Final Fantasy XV, we've gotten a beefy CG trailer and gameplay. We have seen gameplay of this, very early alpha-looking gameplay, but the game is real. But Square Enix treats it like it is not, and that is, again, very backwards, and I think that, I hope that Nintendo doing this shows other Japanese developers that it's okay to lose sometimes. It's okay to fail. Just don't hide that failure and sweep it under the rug and continue onward and keep your consumers in the dark. Tell them. Let them know what's going on, or at least to a certain extent. I'm not saying, I don't need an interview from the directors every single week explaining what's going on with the development, but just a little vlog, just a little 2-minute video expressing, hey, I know you've been waiting 5 years for this game, and I know we showed gameplay of it 5 years ago. Here's what's going on. CyberConnect worked on this game. That was an issue, and I want that alleviation. I want to know. I want closure in the issues. I don't want to keep reading on Reset Era and hearing stuff on Twitter about the game, failing here and there, that it's episodic, that the game is it's canned. I don't even know. And we haven't heard anything about Final Fantasy XV in a little while. This game is basically not even relevant right now. But I wish that it was, and I wish that Square Enix would treat it like it was. Obviously, of course, Kingdom Hearts is coming, and they want to focus on that and getting that done. But Kingdom Hearts is basically here now. The game went gold weeks ago, so maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we shed some light on that. Hopefully this year at E3, hopefully things like that can happen. I don't know, fingers crossed for that, for Square Enix to pull through and explain and express what's going on. Or maybe everything's fine. Maybe we don't need to know. Maybe everything is fine. Maybe that game's coming out later this year. We don't know. And again, kind of feel like we should know. Regardless of Square Enix's weird business practices, I think that Nintendo doing this again is very, very good. I feel like American developers or Western developers in general have had time to reflect upon their consumers and express this kind of thing. And there's platforms here like Twitter where literally a developer can just tweet out "bad day at the office" and people would sympathize with that. But I think that a big Japanese developer like Nintendo, that's different. That to me is unprecedented. There have obviously been cases of this, but I feel like not as big as this. A whole game being scrapped and explaining, what's happening with that game. Not just like pretending nothing ever happened and just saying, yeah, we're starting over. That's it. I like that Nintendo has shown this transparency, and hopefully that transparency reflects upon the rest of the gaming industry for the years to come. What do you think about this whole thing? What do you think about Metroid Prime 4 being canceled? And also, we're not even talking about the game as a whole, the actual gameplay and what this actually means that Retro is working on it. Do you think that Retro can develop a good Metroid Prime 4? To be totally honest, I'm very, very down for that. I love the idea of Retro, the series being back in their hands, and I think it is in very safe hands. But I was really interested to see what they could do with that. When I heard that Retro wasn't developing Metroid Prime 4, I was honestly a little bit excited. I thought that maybe they're trying something new. They're going to do something very different, the same way they kind of broke the conventions of Mario and Zelda, a year ago or a year and a half ago now. So I think it is in good hands, but we shall see. Anyway, comment below, give me your thoughts on all that, and also transparency in the gaming industry. What's going on there? Do you think that that's something that's going to change, or do you think it's just a special case here with Nintendo? Thank you very, very much for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for making me a part of your day. Hit the like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today, and also please be sure to subscribe for more content like this and much, much more. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.